Questions for Coach?
You feel any better or worse at this point in camp now that you've had him here for a couple weeks with a couple to go?
Yeah, no, I'd say way better. We feel like we're getting better leaps and bounds every day. We know we have a long way to go, but we're a much better team at every position than the team that left the field when OU beat us 24-21 a year ago. And if we approach it right, which that'll be up to the kids, we should just keep getting better here for the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, there should be no, and again, we had more room for growth than anybody in the country, but we should just be growing and getting better. And every time you come to see us, you used to say, man, Coach, your team's looking better. Man, they look better again so that's kind of where we're at. It's the kids have done great for 8 months or 9 months now, and we should just keep this thing rolling, keep getting better.
Have you made any progress on that too deep?
Yeah, no, I think we got a few decisions still to be made this week, but I think Thursday we'll start splitting some scout team guys. I think we probably got 95% figured out there, but there's still a couple battles that Monday, Tuesday will go on. Then there's always injuries that affect that, but I think guys are kind of settling into where they need to be, and at least for the start of the year, we'll see how it goes.
Where are you with your running game?
A running game, I think we're going to be better up front, and that's obviously where it starts. Our tight end blocking should be way better. Up front, we got 3 guys that played a fair amount with Colin Buchanan, Brandon Cook, and Trevin Brown. They're all, like you would hope, are significantly better players than the kids that we played last year. And then we're filling in with a bunch of young guys. Who's going to surface? We've had more injuries there than other spots, so we're still that's yet to be determined. But I think overall we'll be bigger and more athletic. We still got to get stronger up front. Running backs, we've got a good influx of redshirt freshmen, 4 of our top tailbacks. We got 2 redshirt freshmen and 2 true freshmen are 4 of our top 5. So you got Spencer McKinnis coming back, who's gonna be definitely in the mix. But you got Kenny Young and Alonzo Smith, who are redshirt freshmen, who are going to get a ton of work for us this year, and they're a significant upgrade from what we've had over the last few years. And then you got Leonard Ross and the local kid Maurice Thomas from Talawanda, who won't get as much of the share, but they're going to get out there and get their touches too. So we feel much better about our overall running game.
Somewhat along those lines, has there been a focus of any sort on the red zone?
Yeah, there has been. We've actually probably, since we kind of got settled in pads, we've kind of had 10-minute live red zone period every day, which usually you sprinkle those out through camp. We did it twofold. One, just the offensive piece of trying to be more efficient in the red zone, and getting more touchdowns and not trying so many field goals. So that was obviously part of it, but just a toughness piece of trying to create a winner and loser mentality that, hey, we're going to go live and you're going to get the ball across the end zone or you're not, and there's going to be either instant, hey, we did it, or instant, they got in. And so to try to keep the competitiveness going and try to get the contact going where it is live football. You can't do too much in fall because you don't want to hurt all your guys, but you still got to do enough that your kids are ready to go when the season starts.
You said, I understand early on that you were going to play all 3 quarterbacks. Are you still at that point, or you?
Yeah, I said that early on, just probably tongue-in-cheek, joking around, like, yeah, we're going to play all 3. I would say right now we're legitimately going to play all 3. We have a very interesting situation. You got a 5th-year kid who does the most right things. He can run more of our offense correctly and make, obviously, better decisions, which you'd expect, that your 5th-year senior is making better decisions. He certainly can get out of tough situations more than the young kids, and Drew can do a lot of good things within our offense. But we have 2 talented, a redshirt freshman and Gus, who is a dynamic run threat that can also throw the ball. Is he ready for a full-on passing game at this point in his career? No. Will he at some point? Yes. But we need to use Gus's athleticism and Gus's toughness and just Gus's will to win. He's got to get the ball out there, and he's going to throw, and he's going to run, and we're going to use his legs, and we're going to use his arm. And then we got a very talented true freshman, Billy Ball, who anybody watches this knows the kid's 6'5", 240, can really throw the ball around. He's very smart for a freshman. He hasn't even started classes yet here, but he gives us another dimension because, you got a middle-sized guy, you got a smaller guy, and you got a really big guy, and they're all pretty talented. And could Drew go out there and play 70 snaps and be pretty effective? Yeah. Could the 2 young kids play 70 snaps? They would do a lot of great things, and they would get us beat. So we're going to start the year and just let it see it play out. And and play all of them and see how it surfaces and how it surfaces in games. And I think we're going to try to use all their skills, just like when you use multiple tailbacks for different reasons. You got a 220-pound tailback and you got 175. You may use them in different situations that suit to their strengths to try to help us win a game. Is it the optimal? Probably not. Did people make too big a deal about? Like, no one's ever played multiple quarterbacks, but then Ohio State plays 3, and it's not, all of a sudden it's not a big deal. The course of game, everybody says about tempo. Like, if you ever watch a practice, quarterbacks come in and out all the time. If you're in one series, not the next in practice, it's no big deal. It's not. Doesn't mean you're not going to have a good next series. So for us, we're going to try to use strength and numbers and kind of let it settle on the field.
Whoever's behind center, there's a lot to like in that receiving core, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think more of a run game because last year we. At times, run game was non-existent. They knew we had to throw the ball. We still threw it fairly effectively, but if you can balance it in with some run game, but then you've got more returners at wide out with Rowe and Murph and Fred and Sam Martin that all made plays on this field for us a year ago. Some of them made a lot of plays for us. So you got 4 experienced guys. Then you had, Shizzo and Alvante, some older guys that are getting better and better and have made a bunch of plays. Then you had Hudson, who's every time he walks on the field, he's open because he's bigger than the guy standing next to him. If you put the ball in a good spot, you saw a couple today, but during camp we saw a ton that if you put the ball in good places for Chris Hudson, he's got great ball skills. Even if he's covered, he can make plays. So a lot of options there and different size, strengths, and speeds. And then hopefully with an improved running game, we'll give our core younger, or in Coom not younger, but Coomer's not experienced. He's like him when he trots out against Presbyterian. He hasn't played a bunch of football here. Help them and surround them with really good talent around him.
It seems like your defense had a really good camp. What do you think?
Much improved. We are way faster. Okay, it's not even close. I mean, it's not even comparable to the crew we put out there last year. Year 2, you would hope knowledge is so much better than it is. A lot of it's not a knock on last year's crew. It's just the first year, and everything was new, and they've now been in a system for a second season and 2 springs and 2 falls. More depth because we have some young guys, the freshmen. I don't know that they'll be starting on our defense, but I think there's going to be a lot of redshirt freshmen and true freshmen that now at least gives us physically capable backups. Mentally, are they ready to roll out there and make decisions? Probably not. But last year we had a kid that mentally wasn't ready and physically couldn't make the plays. Where now, at least our 2 deep is, we put our 2s out there. I'm like, okay, athletically we're good. Now we're inexperienced, but we can function speed-wise. They got Murph and Fred and these guys run ass. We're not dead. Well, last year we put our 2s against our 2 receivers. Didn't matter. It was just physical mismatch. It was not the kid's fault, not our fault. It was just what we live with. So building that depth, and we got to keep doing it, but we're starting to see it that we can get more good bodies. And now you can start rotating guys and keep your better players fresher for longer.